I would like to be in some way included in finding the next one, whether that I and Gabrielle, that Ren and I come back as our roles, but find there is the new Xena to hand the breastplate over to or something, and then she and I can go settle down on Lesbos and run a B&B or something.
This is like a bucket list interview for me, I have to say.
Oh, well, brace yourself, girlfriend.
I know. The Spine of Night is out on Friday, October 29th, and it has just an incredible voice cast and stars the incomparable Lucy Lawless. How did you and this project come together?
They sent me a begging letter and a little snapshot of what the movie would be, and I immediately went, oh my God, this is so kooky, I have to do it, because it was just like something out of my earliest childhood memories. And I wanted to help them, because clearly this guy had been making it in his garage or his basement for years. And I just thought it was fresh and interesting. Yeah. What was cool about her was that she was not sexualized, that she was just a pure and elemental creature living her truth and trying to save her homeland. There was just something really honorable about it, and it sort of cooked all the tropes. She didn't get sexually abused. She didn't, the fighting happens in this really old-fashioned way that takes you right back to Jason and the Argonauts, if you ever saw those very old movies on TCM. It's so unusual, and I think for the kids of today to discover rotoscoping and this style of cartooning in a completely fresh way is just really exciting.
Speaking of an incredible cast coming together, I have to ask you, because you recently reunited with Renee O'Connor on screen in My Life is Murder. How great was that, and how close have you two been over the years?
Well, we're like sisters, that was definitely a friendship forged in the heat of battle.
I love that.
But it was really nice to have physical proximity again, and it felt like we hadn't been a day apart in terms of just working together. The acting here was like we have never stopped. Renee and I kind of grew up together, it feels like. So we have so much shared history and shared experience and an understanding of one another that would be very hard to explain to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just a very dear friend. So she stayed with me, and her son's at school in New Zealand. So we had him on the show too, which was, so for his first professional experience to be with family, that's how it felt. It was like, it's just gorgeous chance to help one another, help young people.
I love that.
Yeah. And then Ren came and was my lovely assistant in a personal project I had going in her hometown. So she came all the way to help me. So, she's such a doll. So she's that kind of good friend.
What was that project?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
It was a secret project.
Something we will find out about eventually.
I hope.
Well, I love hearing that you guys are so close, because Xena was and still is one of my favorite characters. I actually recently did a Xena rewatch binge where your sexual tension with everyone on that show is incredible. It is incredible.
Oh my God, that is the funniest thing. I'm living like a monk here, so that's good. That's good. It's good that I used to have that, I guess.
That was one of the first shows to have internet fandom, which is so wild to think about. Do you remember when that started and how it impacted the show?
Oh yeah, because those hardcore nutballs, those original fans, were very internet literate. Yeah, they were really savvy, and they were the ones who proliferated it first. Them and the LGBTI community. She didn't have an I in it in those days, but in fact, those letters might have come about a little bit after that. But anyway, the gay and lesbian community, and there was some significant overlap actually into the internet community there. So yeah, they really gave it a buzz early. The reason it caught a wave is that you were seeing diversity long before it became something we were aiming at, before the word diversity was used in this context, right? So we had, Xena had a black boyfriend with Marcus, and we had, people of color and of all colors in main roles, and we even had other gendered people, and Alexis Arquette was on the show. So it was well ahead of today's market, yeah. So people got to see themselves on screen and feel represented and feel seen. It's really important. And that was my husband. That was Rob Tappett's doing, because he knew, being from Detroit, that people need to see themselves on screen.
I wish they would put the show on like a major streaming platform, because it was kind of hard to find. And I feel like everyone needs to see Xena if they haven't.
That's really cute.
There's been so many talks of doing like a movie over the years or rebooting the series. And I just feel like there's this generation that needs to know Xena the way that, like I grew up with her, because I just loved her so much.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's really cute. You know what? They have tried. They can't find a way to write it better. That's the truth. They have struggled and tried, and lots of people have tried, but they all get to the end and go, this is not going to be, it can't be as good or better than the original. Why would you do it? That appears to be the sticking point. But who knows? There's going to come along a fresh talent by and by who is going to strike the right way to do it.
How do you feel about that possibility? Because it is like, that is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if they could ever top Lucy Lawless as Xena.
Well,
they'd have to do it very different.
I would like to be in some way included in finding the next one. That I and Gabrielle, that Ren and I come back as our roles, but find there is the new Xena to hand the breastplate over to or something, and then she and I can go settle down on Lesbos and run a B&B or something.
Yeah. I would love to see where those two are, what they're up to.
Yeah.
Because I'm ignoring the finale. I'm sorry. She's fine.
Yeah, that's right. That never happened. She woke up in the shower like Bobby from Dallas or Dynasty, and never happened.
It was just a dream. It's just a bad dream.
Stupid dream.
Another fandom I want to ask you, I know you recently talked about this, but you were recently attached to the idea of doing Star Wars because people wanted you to play Cara Dune.
No. I was already in discussions with some iteration of Star Wars. It wasn't that one. It wasn't The Mandalorian.
Right. But fans wanted you to play.
And then that whole stink happened with Gina Carrera, and then fans started saying, and it may have cooked my deal on the other one, because now it looks like I am being put there for a political reason instead of just being the right fit for the role. I don't know that to be true, but that deal never happened in the end, and that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, but I will not be accepting this. I need you in Star Wars in some capacity.
I agree. I think it's time.
I think, yeah. I mean, is there anything you can say about what the role was, or we don't want to check anything?
I can't even remember, to be honest with you. It was just initial discussions, but then all that Carrara thing happened, and that was the end of it.
Okay.
But,
Lucasfilm, Lucy.
yeah, there you go.
I know another thing that keeps resurfacing is your 3 seconds in Spider-Man with, where you say, guy with the 8 hands, that sounds hot. Which is funny because the guy with the 8 hands is coming back into the new Spider-Man movie. So I feel like we need to see what Punk Girl is up to.
Totally. Make it so.